Origin Project. I should say I'm Lawrence Krauss. I'm the director of the Origins Project. And someone who needs no introduction. Richard Dawkins, 2 days ago, we were walking around campus together, and I saw people fainting. People came up and shook our hands and were nervous, and Richard produces that. I was going to say it was like walking around campus with Moses. But the difference is that I'm absolutely certain that Richard Dawkins exists. But we've become good friends ever since, and it's my true honor to welcome to the stage Richard Dawkins. The title for this evening is Something from Nothing, which sounds quite self-indulgent, since it's also the subtitle of my new book. But it's not completely for that reason. In fact, Something for Nothing goes, I think, and we think, beyond that. And I wanted to start, Richard, by asking you, sort of, in the context of evolution, what Something from Nothing means to you.
No, you have to start from agenetics, and that's one of the big gaps in our knowledge at the moment. Nobody knows how that started. The laws of chemistry somehow had to give rise to a self-replicating molecule. Once you've got that, at least a sufficiently accurately self-replicating molecule, then evolution takes off.
There was no life on Earth when it was created, and there was no life potentially for maybe, well, maybe a few 100 million years. But then there was life. And so there's the moment when you go from chemistry to biology. It seems to me at some point that for many people, in fact, when they talk about something from nothing again, especially those who feel that the something requires a creator, that the origin of life itself, that is the creation of something from nothing. And it's clear we don't yet understand how that transition occurs. But it seems to me, if you wanted to think that moment is a perfect example of how the laws of nature can create something from nothing, namely life from non-life, which is a dramatic change.
It's a dramatic change, and it was the creation of genetics. That was the key point.
And the reason is this one discovery, which is really the reason I wrote the new book in some sense, the most inexplicable discovery in the last century, the fact that empty space has energy. That if you take a region of space, get rid of all the particles and all the radiation, everything, that space weighs something. There's nothing there, but it has energy.
You are telling us that matter arose spontaneously out of nothing.
The fact that it is plausible, based on everything we now know, that a universe could come from nothing. Now, that doesn't mean it did come from nothing any more than Darwin's argument implied that life absolutely originated by chemistry. We don't know that yet. Is this remarkable fact that nothing is unstable, that empty space is unstable. The laws of quantum mechanics, combined with gravity, will tell you that if you have empty space there, and you wait long enough, particles will be created. And if you wait long enough, empty space will always produce a universe full of matter. Now, the problem, of course, of saying that is people say, that's not nothing. But once I argue that empty space can create something, then immediately I'm told that's not nothing.
Yeah.
And then I show that space itself can be created from nothing, and then I'm told that's not nothing. And then I say, well, and because there are still laws of physics. And then I argue that, in fact, the laws of physics, for the reasons we've discussed, the anthropic principle, there may be many universes, and it's quite likely that even the laws of physics themselves arose by accident when the universe was created. So even the laws aren't there. And I'm told that's not nothing.
I'd been accustomed to the idea that pushing back from biology into physics, you get back to a zone where we don't understand, and you get back to a zone where there's not nothing, but sort of a primeval simplicity. What I learned from your book, which I find stunningly exciting, is that It is literally nothing. I mean, that's what really, and as you say, even the laws of physics
And space,
you can explain.
I mean, space, you can create a universe where there's no space before.
Yeah, intelligence comes after a long period of development, of evolution, starting from literally nothing, as we've now learned, and then chemistry takes over, biology takes over. And so there may be in the universe godlike beings, there probably are life forms which are so much more advanced than us that if we were to meet them, we would fall to our knees and worship them. But they would still be the product of a process, explicable process of evolutionary development. They would not be gods in the sense of having created the laws of physics or created the universe or created life or something of that sort.
When people ask me if I'm an atheist, as a scientist, you're not certain of anything. There are things that are probable and things that are improbable. And what you can do is you can say, I can say, looking at the universe, that I can't say that there's no God, but I can say the universe looks just like a universe that would be created without one. And moreover, that just like I can't say, using Bertrand Russell's famous analogy of a China teapot, I can't prove that there's no teapot orbiting Jupiter. But what I can say is extremely improbable. And so what I can say about the universe is that I can't say that there isn't a God, but I can say that everything we know makes it, for me, as a scientist, extremely improbable.